What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, four-division world champion Mexican superstar boxer, Saul Canelo Alvarez, he has a very, very stern message for his upcoming opponent, an undefeated IBF super middleweight world champion superstar boxer, Caleb Sweethand Plant. Caleb Plant, 21 wins, no losses, no draws, 12 wins by way of knockout. Caleb Plant, 29 years of age, stands at 6'1" with a 74-inch arm reach. They are scheduled to face off against one another November 6th, Las Vegas, Nevada, T-Mobile Arena. With that said, Canelo Alvarez is the unified super middleweight world champion. He holds the WBC, the WBO, the WBA, the Ring Magazine super middleweight titles. Canelo Alvarez, 56 wins, 1 loss, 2 draws, 38 big wins by way of knockout. Canelo Alvarez is 31 years of age. He stands at 5'7" with a 70-inch arm reach. Some say he's 5'8", 5'7.5". Canelo Alvarez is not the tallest guy in the world. With that said, we know what took place at the press conference. There was shoving. Canelo Alvarez, he shoved Caleb Plant across the ring. Caleb Plant, he came back and he smacked Canelo Alvarez with a left. Canelo Alvarez connected with a 1-2 combination, replied back to Caleb Plant, and then there was a bunch of heated words exchanged, to say the very least. With that said, Canelo Alvarez, he cited that Caleb Plant, he used words towards his mom, that were derogatory, and he wasn't happy about that. And so because he did that is why Canelo Alvarez was, so agitated, okay? But we know that Canelo Alvarez, we see that Canelo Alvarez, he used those same words towards undefeated two-division world champion superstar boxer who currently is WBO reigning middleweight champion, Demetrius "Boo Boo" Andrade. He also used and uttered the same sentiments when he was in a press after the weigh-in with two-division world champion superstar boxer Danny the Miracle Man Jacobs, okay, which was MF, okay? Those are the words he used. And so when Caleb Plant used it towards Canelo Alvarez was not a happy camper at all whatsoever. And Canelo Alvarez, he stated that, you could say what you want about me, but don't bring in my mom and my family, okay? Which clearly Canelo Alvarez, he stated that it was a language barrier, and thus the reason he didn't understand. So Caleb Plant, he took to social media, and he says that Canelo Alvarez is simply making up stories, and he defined the words in Mexico, in Mexican language, and then he defined it in English language, and he said Canelo Alvarez clearly used these words towards Danny Jacobs and Demetrius Andrade. And so if he used the words towards Demetrius Andrade and Danny Jacobs, then he knows very well what the words mean, and he knows I wasn't, singling out his mom. And so he's just using it because he's agitated because I'm calling him out on his failed clenbuterol test, positive test, in which he failed ahead of his highly anticipated rematch with former unified middleweight world champion superstar boxer Gennady Triple G Golovkin, which Canelo Alvarez was suspended for 6 months. And most recently, Canelo Alvarez, fellow stablemate and two-division world champion, who currently is the WBC reigning junior lightweight world champion superstar boxer Oscar Valdez, okay, he tested positive for phenamine, a banned substance, and he was still allowed to fight a week later. And they cited that, it was T initially. Then they don't understand how it got in the system. The WBC, World Boxing Council, they stood behind Oscar Valdez. He still was allowed to fight. And then in the fight itself with Robson Casasi, Olympic gold medalist, brilliant Brazilian star boxer, Oscar Valdez clearly lost the fight. And they still gave it to Robson Casasi. They still gave it to Valdez. Robson Casasi was upset about it. One of the judges had a 117-110, who we later found out that works with the WBC. So there's a lot that took place with this. Nonetheless, Canelo Alvarez trainer, well-renowned trainer of the year, former trainer of the year, Eddie Reynoso, he's now had 4 fighters test positive for banned substance. Canelo Alvarez, Oscar Valdez, Martinez, and Luis Neri. And so Caleb Plant, he called it out, okay? He stated that there's a lot going on. These guys are not confident. And, they're using enhancers to, help them perform because they're not confident. So with that said, Canelo Alvarez, thus the reason why Caleb Plant feels like Canelo Alvarez was agitated, he was upset, and he's using the whole mom thing as a reason, as the excuse as to why he's so agitated. But you can clearly see when they announced both fighters at the press conference, simply announced them, and Caleb Plant walked on the stage first because he's the B-side, and then when they announced Canelo Alvarez, he rushed right up to Caleb Plant, and they weren't doing a face-off. And then, they had the promoters and the PRs and the managers. They had to tell Canelo Alvarez, listen, you got to face forward. We're not doing a face-off. We're doing posing for the pictures to promote the fight. And then he had to take a step back, find his place, and then take the pictures. So immediately you can tell that he was already agitated, and that's before Caleb Plant even uttered a word to him about any of the, what Canelo Alvarez deemed to be the reason for him shoving Caleb Plant, okay? So you can tell he was already agitated once he got there, and he took his watch off once he got there. You can tell Canelo Alvarez was clearly upset about something other than what Caleb Plant has stated. And now Canelo Alvarez, he continues to let it be known. He posted on social media today, and he let it be known, listen, I'm coming back for it, and my redemption is going to be for everything you've done. Is going to be my results in the ring November 6th. Okay, so Canelo Alvarez said my redemption for everything you saying and doing is going to be my results in the ring come November 6th. Okay, so Canelo Alvarez clearly has not been in this position where a guy is going at Canelo Alvarez. Most guys, they give Canelo Alvarez the utmost respect. Okay, they give Canelo Alvarez tons and tons of credit, and they show him respect, and he's not used to a guy that's coming solely to win. The last time he had a guy like this was probably Erislandy Lara, maybe Triple G, and we know for Floyd Mayweather, he didn't have to feel this way because Floyd Mayweather was already at the top of his game. He was the cash cow, okay? And he defeated Canelo Alvarez pretty handily, and he had nothing to be no points to prove, okay? And Erislandy Lara, he had a point to prove, and he arguably won the fight against Canelo Alvarez. And in Triple G, he was confident. He was calling for the fight. And the both fights, you can make a case Triple G won both fights. But the last guy that crossed the line and pushed Canelo Alvarez like this was Erislandy Lara. Erislandy Lara, he showed up to Canelo Alvarez press conference. He called him out at the press conference. He walked up on the stage. He confronted Canelo Alvarez. And Canelo Alvarez, he's you guys want to see me fight this guy? Who is this guy? He tried to brush him off, but he eventually fought Erislandy Lara. And most people thought Erislandy Lara won the fight, okay? But they gave the nod to Canelo Alvarez. So with that said, nobody has went to this degree with Canelo Alvarez. Nobody. He's never had this before. And you can tell in his body language that he's completely out of character. And now he's stating that he didn't understand what Caleb Plant was getting at with the words he was saying, which we clearly understand that he knew exactly what Caleb Plant was saying because prior to that taking place, he knew exactly how to use the words, and he used them himself towards other people. So if you don't want nobody, if you take it as singling out one's parent, okay, then why would you use it towards another parent, okay, towards Danny Jacobs and towards Demetrius Andrade? And he did so towards Demetrius Andrade's father. So if you felt like that's a slight towards your mom, then why would you tell Demetrius Andrade's father those words, okay? So you went even a step further than what you claim Caleb Plant has done, okay? This is going to be a very, very interesting fight because Caleb Plant has all the tools necessary to defeat Canelo Alvarez. Canelo Alvarez struggles with pure boxers. He always has because he has slow feet, okay? Canelo Alvarez has a very high ring IQ, very fast hands, and he puts his combinations together very, very well. But nonetheless, Canelo Alvarez, he has very, very slow feet, okay? That's like stuck in cement, okay? It's very weird because he bends at the waist very well. He has very fast hands. He puts combinations together well. He has great head movement, and a great ring IQ. He just has slow feet. And because of that, when he's in there with a pure boxer that has a high ring IQ and, has the ability to utilize the ring, he struggles like Erislandy Lara, Floyd Mayweather, Austin Trout, those types of fights, they give him trouble. And so Caleb Plant, he's an even bigger version of Floyd Mayweather and Erislandy Lara. Now, is he as skilled and as proven as they are? No. But he has all the abilities that they, possess, except on the defensive end. Okay, they're far more slicker on the defensive end than Caleb Plant is. But what he lacks on the defense end, he makes up in size over both of those guys. He's 6'1" with a 74-inch arm reach. Floyd Mayweather is 5'8" with a 72-inch arm reach, and Erislandy Lara is 5'9" with a 72-inch arm reach. Okay, so he has a 4-inch arm reach advantage and a 4-inch height advantage over Canelo Alvarez, and he's a naturally bigger guy than Lara and Floyd Mayweather. So he has probably natural more power than they do. Okay, and he's very, very confident as they are, and he's definitely slick. So we got to see how this plays out. Canelo Alvarez, he'll put you in a position where he can capitalize. He'll put you in a position where, he can succeed, okay? Because he cuts the ring off well. He has a high ring IQ, as I continue to state. So he knows where he's at in the ring. He knows his way around the ring, and he'll put you in positions that you're not comfortable in where he's comfortable. So I can't wait to see how this plays out November 6th. But Canelo Alvarez, he lets you know my redemption against Caleb Plant. Everything he's doing is going to be my results come November 6th. So let's see how this unfolds and plays out. That's all I got for y'all. Make sure you hit the like button. Drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button. Hit the like button. Hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. Y'all already know what it is. Shouts out to the entire LDBC. Shouts out to New Media. Shouts out to Black Media Raw. Make sure you like and share these videos. That's all I got for y'all. Peace.
Hi, my name is Heather the Heat Hardy, and you're watching Blue Blood Sports TV.